So let's get to Atlanta. So Atlanta opens up with Marlo and Kenya still arguing, which honestly I've had enough of. I have had enough of them arguing. I just wanted to just get over it. Kenya doesn't know how to drop a bone. Kenya is constantly annoyed. She wouldn't give up the thing with Nene. She won't give up the thing with Marlo. Like, I mean, maybe I wouldn't forgive a person who told me that I was evil because my mother who had abandoned me didn't love me, or even said, you know, when a bitch is evil because her mother that what she said was awful. What she said was really bad. And maybe, yeah, I can understand why she doesn't want to forgive her. But you know what? Just fake forgive her. This is the Housewives. We're not talking about real relationships here. We're talking about work relationships. And if we've ever been, everyone knows a good work relationship, you'll fake make up just to get on with life. Like, sometimes you just gotta fake make up. And this is what you gotta do right now, Kenya. You gotta pretend that you like Marlo now. So, and it cuts to, because Marlo's like, why won't you forgive me? And Kenya like, why won't I forgive you? And then it cuts to this clip of Marlo, which is so funny. She's like, they're all sitting there camping. And Marlo's there. And she's like, you're so miserable. Just the fact that she even had to, and then she's like, you can get better lashes because those that you got on, they're too thick and they too big. Like, how dare you insult a girl? That's how Marlo's insults are so funny. They're insults and things that you just don't really care about. Your lashes are too thick and too big. Like, that's Marlo's shade for you. Happy for it. I want that kind of shade thrown to me. I wish that Marlo was in my life. Anyway, so they have this argument. Nothing gets resolved. And the girls now want to go and play Never Have I Ever. Would have liked to have seen it. Would have loved to have seen it. But you can see Kenya sitting there plotting she's plotting how she's going to get out of it, basically. And because Brooklyn is on the trip and she wants to take the baby. Now, I would be very annoyed if my friend even thought about bringing one of their babies on one of our trips when we're about to turn up and have fun and you bring your baby. Really annoyed. If you're going to bring your baby, you better make sure that baby's got 24-hour care and that you are staying with the baby, because we are all here filming a show and we are drinking and having fun and playing Never Have I Ever. And that's what you're here to do. But Kenya's like, and goes off to look after Brooklyn in her bedroom. And Kandi is pissed. Kandi is not happy. Kandi storms up there. And what was interesting, they mentioned the cameras, which they never usually mention the cameras, but I was appreciative of a camera mention. Candy's like, are you coming to bed? I'm not coming to bed. Are you coming to play? Are you coming to have fun? And Kenya's like, no, I'm going to stay here. Kandi is pissed off. I have pictures of it. I keep forgetting that I have these pictures. This is Kenya planning her plot away. This is if you're watching on YouTube, by the way. If you're just listening to the podcast, soz. Oh, there was this picture of Cynthia, just this little snippet of Cynthia digging into this pig. And they were laughing at her, saying that she's auntie. And I appreciate that Americans have auntie culture. In England, we have black. It must be a black thing then. In black people, we have aunties, and aunties are the best people. They throw the most shade, honey. Everyone knows a good auntie. And you know what's good? Aunties like this. Cynthia is one of those aunties that, she's one of, like, Cynthia and who's the other one? Kandi? Kandi, maybe not. But, like, Cynthia definitely is one of those aunties that she had literally had a husband, got divorced, is now living her best life, and she gets down with the youngins and she goes clubbing. I love a good auntie like that. A good auntie that gets down and gets beat. Yes. I don't know if Cynthia needs to stay on the show. I think that Cynthia is done. I think Cynthia needs to go. I actually think this season is boring and that all of these women need to go. Maybe I will keep Kandi. I'll possibly, out of everyone, keep Portia. I don't want to see any of these other women ever again. Atlanta's lost its spark for me. And honestly, the spark was Nene. Maybe I'm biased, I don't know. But I do love Nene. But Cynthia with this pork is funny. She is Cynthia's funny. Okay, maybe I do like Cynthia. Candy's stamping outside. Look how she vexed. Stamping outside Kenya's bedroom. She wants to speak to her. No, not happening. So this is them now talking about how Kandi would like to have her baby there and how Blaze is super clingy. I've watched that bit so many times and I don't know why. Blaze, who I was worried about, was super clingy. And then she's like, the kids, they don't want to really like when I leave, they're like, okay, bye, mama. But like Blaze, she ain't like that. Like she want me to stay. And you know when Kandi gets her good crying voice, I love a good Kandi crying voice. Like I just want to like I don't know, mama. Like you always be like doing this stuff, and like I don't know why. Like I just want to be like a good mother, and you just don't like respect me. I do love Kandi. Cynthia is living her better because I'm not even going to mention why she's putting her arm up in the air, but it's annoying. Like, I am so sick of Cynthia and Mike Hill, don't care about him at all. Now, this is the next day. What's going on here? I want to know what Shamia's purpose is on the show. She really is just there. She doesn't really ever admit. She's just there as like a clip filler. Just to show another face. She's always just doing something really random. This is when Kandi is telling them that she has got outfits for the dungeon. Excited! The dungeon party that we're all waiting for because someone fucks a stripper. Okay, that's all what we're waiting for. Dungeon party happens. I'm not really sure if I really care at this point. I'm so over this whole season. Listen, they have been filming during a pandemic. I'll have to give them that. But the other housewives have done really well during a pandemic, okay? These ones I am bored of, okay? So Kandi brings out these sex dungeon things that she's going to give to people. And then she has a talk with Kenya on the balcony about how Kenya has been a bitch and Kandi is not happy about it. She's not happy because Kenya first of all, brought Brooklyn on a private jet and left them all in the bus and didn't let them bring their kids. And then she had ordered crab cakes because she ordered crab cakes to the house and no one else, she didn't offer to order anyone else a crab cake, just ate her own crab cake in front of it, which to be honest, so Kenya, I have friends like that, by the way, who will order for themselves and won't say, hey, would you guys like to order as well? You will literally be sitting there having a chill day after a really hard night out, and then you've got the doorbell ringing and it's like this pizza place and they're like, oh yeah, I ordered myself this food, and I'm like, excuse me, how dare you, how fucking dare do you know what, I once had friends around my house. I used to have my friends around my house all the time and they would come around every weekend, and I remember walking to the bathroom once and two of my friends were sitting there in the bathroom, the secret place that no one ever goes. Why would you go to sitting there with these pizzas, garlic bread, chicken, all of this shit, and they were like, oh, you can come and eat with us if you want. And I was like, oh god, like, by the way, it was my bathroom, my house, so of course they're going to let me go and eat, but they wanted to hide it from they were obviously hiding it from everyone. I was just shocked at that. But you know what, wouldn't you love to be not hungover, but wouldn't you love to be hung? No, drinking, and then you're hungry, and then you walk into your bathroom, you open a door, and there's food there. Thank you. I enjoyed that. But Kenya did not have that. She did not order food for everyone else. She got the private jet. She also gave Marlo the dodgy room. Kandi is not happy about it. Kenya starts crying about Mark and about how it's hard. I just love Candy's face. Like, she's always so expressive and she's always vexed. This was Kenya saying, be supportive to me and have my back. And literally, Candy's looking at her like, I think Kenya was like, do you have my back? Where Candy's like, excuse me, I have your back always because I lied for you. I brought you back on the show. If it wasn't for Kandi, Kenya would not be back on the show. I'm telling you now, her and Cynthia had an alliance. I believe Nene. And if it wasn't for them, Kenya wouldn't be back on the show. So she needs to give some respect. And then Kenya starts crying about her husband. I don't have a village. I don't care, Kenya. You're very rich, apparently. You sell all these DVDs. Do you remember those DVDs? You sell so many booty stallion DVDs. So you're rich, okay, supposedly. With your TV show, your 12 Live 12s on, and your hair care, more hair care, blah, blah. You are rich enough to have a nanny. These other bitches are probably poorer than you, apart from Kandi. And come on now. You can do better than this. You're filming a TV show. I don't like Kenya. I'm over her. I've just realised I don't like Kenya. I'm sad about that. I've always liked Kenya. Sometimes housewives have their time. I think this is Kenya's last season. This is Kenya's last season. Now, this is Shamia, and I quite like the way that she looks here. They went out working out, and they were doing shots while working out. I could not think of anything worse than doing that. Having shots, then working out in the sun. Oh, I don't know. Maybe that would be fun. I don't think so, to be honest. And I think, and this is the problem, my problem with Shamia, is that she doesn't talk. She doesn't do anything. She's just on the show. She only puts her leg up on stuffs and shakes her body. That's all she does. She doesn't speak. She doesn't communicate. She doesn't cause any drama. A little bit here and there. But like, she just, you just cut to her and she's like, shaking it all the time. Great fun. But like, I need more. This is a cast full of nothing. Cast full of posers. This is them working out again. It was the most fun that this episode was. I really am angry at Atlanta. I don't know if you can tell, but it was my favourite show and my favourite franchise, and they've ruined it for me. They're boring. I'm not being very positive. I need to change my attitude. This is Portia. Good for her. Portia's hair is looking a lot like my hair. Now, Drew. I am not a Drew fan at all. Don't like Drew. Don't like the way her hair looks. Don't like this horrible wig that she's got on. This is the problem I have with these wigs is that the plaits, they're too small and there's too many of them, and it's you just no. Drew, I'm not trying to pretend like I have the best hair in the world, but I don't need it. She's also crying about them having fights and then getting back together and just acting like everything is normal. And I'm just like, listen, you need to get used to the housewives. This is what we do. I like my housewives doing that. Get on the New York housewives, Drew. Tiffany and Drew need to spend a season with the New York housewives. See if you can handle it. You can't handle it, okay? You can't handle these. This is how you need to do, and that's how you need to film a housewife show, is that you need to literally be able to argue and then fight 5 minutes later. No, I'm lying. I mean, you need to fight and then you need to make up 5 minutes later. And then you need to fight again and then make up 5 minutes later. You need to be able to switch back and forth. And Drew can't take it. She's like, oh, they're all Kenya. We all argue with Kenya. And now, like, she's just hopping and locking down the road, having shots and working out. Like, and Portia's like, yeah, well, welcome. Portia says a great line. She says that because Drew's like, oh, you're all Black Lives Matter. So I thought that you would like unite us together kind of thing. Portia's like, listen, Kenya, I wrote it down. That's a black life that I value, but our friendship doesn't matter. Hallelujah. There's a reason why she's Jose Williams, feed the homeless daughter. That's the reason why she is his granddaughter, because she is telling us that is a black life, but their friend that I value, but their friendship doesn't matter. Okay, that's real. So anyway, they switched to Portia, and they switched to the Attorney General announcing Breonna Taylor's charges. Breonna Taylor's murderous charges. And we all know how that went. That basically they didn't even get charged for her murder. This was hard to watch. It's so sad. I protested with I can't remember if Breonna even died at that time. I remember when George Floyd died in England, we protested. And I was there every day, that we like making sure that we just spread the word and that we did what we could, because I was so outraged and disgusted at what had happened. And we'd kind of watched the Breonna Taylor situation happen, and for her murder to not get what it needed to get, the right charges, and these people to basically get away with it, was so disappointing and disgusting. And I really wanted to, I actually have got screenshots of all of their faces, because it's devastating. People need to know that it hurts. Like, people, there are a lot of, I've got to say, and it's always white people, sorry, but it's white people who are like, oh, well, I don't know why they're making such a big deal out of it. Oh, it's, calm down, I'm sick of seeing it now. Like, da-da-da. And I'm like, listen, you need to understand that it's actually really hurtful. Like, it's really hurtful, and that it's real. If you do enough research into the subject, you will see exactly what's going on with the racism, especially in America. And I'm so grateful that I live in England, and there's still situations in England. And to be honest, I've got to say, like, the racism has very much skyrocketed now. Like, there are more racists. I've had a lot of racist abuse that I would never have had before. But of course, they're all coming out now because they feel like they can, because they've got these horrible people like Donald Trump. He's like, yeah, be racist. So, yeah, they're all feeling vocal now, and they're on social media. Like, get away. So I want those people to see these faces. I want them to see the anguish in that. Like, it's sad. It hurts, It really hurts when you see that even the system and the law enforcement, these police officers are going to shoot black people and no one cares. It's really horrible. Makes me depressed. Makes me sad. Yeah, look at Portia here crying. Anyway, this is Tanya crying as well. Oh my gosh. I'm just so bad at doing this. You don't have control over this, Portia. Oh, bless her. Oh, right. Okay, so then let's go on. Very depressing, but now they're all at Coconut Joe's and they're going to have dinner. I hate Drew's outfit. Drew looks absolutely terrible. From head to toe. This dress is disgusting. I've never seen anything more horrifying than this dress. The necklace she decided to wear with it, this auntie necklace, honestly. What? And then this wig, get rid of it. I am so on Latoya's side. I don't like this wig. It's terrible. It's a really bad look. Drew does not look good. I really am angry at it. So they sit down, and this is why I'm going to refer to my notes, because honestly I was confused during this whole argument. They're arguing about nothing again. Okay, so Drew sits down and she's like, let's play a game. And guess what the game's name is? Who's the fakest and who's the realist? Did a producer put you up to saying that? So then she goes and sits down, and she says to Kenya, I'm not happy about why you left, and we're not really discussing it. You left last night, and now we've just acted like a. Kenya did come down and gave this really half-assed apology, which was literally like this. She was like, yeah, sorry, I just basically, like, my daughter came, and I'm sorry that I have my daughter here, but yeah, it's all cool anyway, so let's go pie. She honestly said about 1,000 times. Didn't get it. It was really weird. I don't really understand what's going on this season. It feels like do you know what it feels like? It feels like nothing is going on. That's what it feels like, okay? So Kenya, so Drew and Kenya are arguing, and Tanya orders food during the argument, and Kenya just snaps at Tanya and is literally like, excuse me, you're so rude. And Tanya's like, I'll have some ribs, I'll have some fried shrimp, I'll do this and that. And she looks stunning, right? Tanya looks really pretty. I think Tanya looks really good there. But again, she's not a person I really am interested to see. It's nice to have her around. She's nice to kind of rest my eyes on when I need a break, but I don't enjoy her presence. I'm not like interested in anything she's got to do or say. However, I liked what she had to say here. She did say basically that, like, Kenya, the problem is that, and this is what I think I'm trying to narrow down what the problem is. The problem is that you didn't really apologize properly, and that we wanted you to apologize differently. or that we didn't feel like you owned it. Something. And Kenya, honestly, what are we arguing about? It's nonsense, girls. This is silly. So we want to hear that you wanted sincerely. Okay, so we want to hear you hang out with us, but we're not getting that. Because she doesn't want to hang out with you at all. The girl, she doesn't care about you girls at all. Kenya's here for the money. She doesn't care about any of you. She doesn't care about you, Tanya. Why would she want to hang out with you? And then she says, I think someone said that, like, it would have been nice had you let you, like, us bring all our children. So you brought your child, let us bring our children. That would have been nice. And Kenya's not happy. And Kenya says, no. She's basically like, no, I don't think I need to tell you to bring your child. And Kandi is pissed. Kandi says she's not happy that you're downplaying it. I don't know. These girls are arguing over nothing. I'm not even interested. Do you even care? The only point is that they're all... Then she gets annoyed that they're on their phone while she's arguing. So she's annoyed that people are doing stuff while she's arguing about nothing with Drew, who doesn't care about really... She said, what is this nonsense? I just don't even get it, and I don't even care. And Portia is like me, which is on her phone, don't care about any of this. And Candy's like, I'll wait for you to... Kenya's like, I'll wait for you to get off your phone. And Portia's like, no, you can carry on. Okay. Right, they argue. They continue arguing. Oh, God. And then we get a preview for next week. So after that argument, which is honestly the most pointless argument I've ever met in my life, she screams. I think Kenya screams and Candy's pissed. And oh, God, they're all whatever. Then Bolo comes now. I think they end it and I think they call it down. And now this stripper. This is what I'm really waiting for. I'm waiting for the stripper to go and sleep with one of them, and then waiting for them to argue about sleeping with the stripper or whatever. But what was more horrifying to me was what this stripper was wearing. And I don't know if this is normal stripper attire, but he looked like Mary J. Blige when she performed at the AMAs or whatever she performed at. This is not an outfit for a male. I mean, actually, I'll take that back. That wasn't very... what was it? Progressive of me. This isn't an outfit for a male stripper. I don't want to see a male stripper dressed in this. I don't even know if many people should be seen. Maybe Rihanna, but this is the worst outfit I've ever seen. It's not sexy at all. It actually looks like one of Escape's outfits when they performed during their shows. And it didn't even look very good on them, to be honest. I was not impressed with Bolo's outfit. I don't think he looks very good at all. So that was Atlanta. Honestly, I'm not enjoying it. I'm not happy. I'm not having fun. I think it's boring. I think all of these women are boring. I think all these women are crap. I've never hated a Housewife season more than I've hated Atlanta right now. And it really hurts me to say it, but it's true. Okay. Next show.